One of several autobiographies ghostwritten about beloved Star Trek characters, this one was a gift from Spectra Fox. While it's something I probably wouldn't have purchased for myself, I ended up with a copy of this book, and so I dove into it with my usual interest for anything Trek. The story of her life, written ostensibly in her own words, it was setting up to be a look deeper into the character's history than we'd ever seen before. Telling the story of Janeway's life, it's set in the 24th century in the Star Trek universe. Told primarily from her perspective, it follows her through her own personal journey through the fictional world of Star Trek. As the title suggests, the book focuses primarily on Kathryn Janeway during her journey through life, but it does give us a nice insight into her family that we never saw in the series for obvious reasons. If nothing else, it's interesting to see her growth from the person she was into the captain we know she'll become. Following Kathryn Janeway from a young girl in Indiana to the far reaches of the Delta Quadrant, we learn all about the moments that made her who she is, from her childhood with her sister to her lessons learned from her parents. I'll start by saying I usually avoid biographies. It's rare that I'll choose to read one of my own free will, mostly just because I rarely seek out people's life stories unless they're exceptional and have a particular meaning for me. I'd never read a fictional autobiography before, but when this one was given to me as a gift, of course I had to read it. Now, this isn't to make it sound like it was some sort of obligation, but rather to highlight the rarity of it in my repertoire. I have to say that I preferred the first half of the book, as it covers the parts of Janeway's history we haven't seen on screen, with rare exception, and pieced together from both things we've heard her mention on the show as well as some of the other novels. It talks about her childhood with her sister and her journey from becoming the girl she was to the person who would seek to join Starfleet Academy. As an autobiography, it of course eschews a traditional plot in favor of a chronological retelling of her life story. This was particularly of interest to me to elaborate more on both her time as a cadet all the way to her first assignment as captain. It was interesting to learn about her journey and interactions with people who would become key figures in her life in the future, both notably Tuvok and Admiral Owen Paris. The book touched on her relationship with Mark and her unexpected relationship with Boothby, as well as her journey through the Delta Quadrant as Voyager's captain. And while it was interesting to hear her recount some of the events seen on the series in her own words, so to speak, I found this part of the book less exciting, as I knew what was coming, so there was no surprise from the midpoint on, though I did enjoy a few mentions of things that I think you would have had to watch the series and enjoy to fully appreciate. Overall, it was definitely a welcome gift, but I think it would be something I probably would never have bought for myself, mostly just because, as I suspected early on, it was going to cover a lot of ground I've already seen. Nevertheless, it was well written, and I would recommend it if you're a Janeway fan. If you like werewolves, check out my book Blue Moon, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. See you next time.